Yes, good morning, another wonderful morning, and we're glad to be with you on this exciting episode of Good Morning. I'm Reginald, and
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this lovely Tuesday morning. I'm glad that we came. I'm glad that you're here. If you're at home, on the comfort of your couch, or if you're driving to work, I hope your seatbelt is on. I hope you're focused. Yeah. Welcome and good morning. I'm Ambassador Mandy Stewart.
Today we're going to rather be on the attack this morning. Today's topic, we are dealing with restarting your life, and today we are talking about resetting your life, and Nigeria will follow. And my special message goes to all the young people, both the obedient and the disobedient out there. This message is especially for you. You see, if you feel like you are trapped in life, or you are just not happy with the way things are going, or where your life or Nigeria in general is heading, you may want to take a break and review your life and make some major changes or start afresh in some major areas of start afresh in some major areas of your life. You cannot keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. So take some time to review your life and Nigeria in general. What has happened to us as a nation from independence up till now? How have you and the rest of Nigerian society contributed to what has happened to Nigeria? And you on your own path, where is it leading the country to? And even your family and your circle of friends, ask yourself, do I want to go in this direction at this pace and circle of friends, at this pace, time, and with the people I am with now? Will I be helping myself, family, and country, or am I part of the problem instead of a part of the solution? And if your answer is yes, then maybe you want to shake up things a little or a whole lot. Hitting the reset button on your life will feel like a lot of work, but believe me, just taking a few small steps at a time can lead to some major big change. Just the fact that you have realized that things need to change already is a major step in the right direction. And this simply means you are ready for the change. Today, we have seen the obedience movement in Nigeria, but the challenge is Peter Obi, the pivot of this movement, is just one person. How about if we get more ready to go beyond shouting and making up their minds that enough is enough in this country? Then this country is ready for the change it needs, which is just beyond election of leaders into a country without citizens. Believe me, many Nigerians are not citizens of Nigeria because they do not perform any responsibility as citizens to the country they call their own. So how do we start? You need to start with envisioning the life you want for yourself and for this country. What will you like Nigeria to be? A lot of you are craving, I cannot wait to get a second passport. And I tell you, if you were given a chance between Nigerian passport and American passport, maybe more than 95% of Nigeria will rush at an American passport. So, are you loyal to the country you call home? Are you even loyal to yourself or to your spouse? I was saying something a few weeks back. I said, how can a man who is not loyal to one woman be loyal to an entire country? So let's go back to the drawing board and say, what kind of life do you want for yourself and the country you call home? Then what can you do differently to attract or to become that country or that person you need to be to become a Nigerian citizen? Thirdly, do you even know what it means to be a citizen of a country? Do you know the burden and the responsibility? Shouting reset Nigeria, reset my life is easier, but the work involved in doing it is enormous. So close your eyes. Imagine what life you want to achieve for yourself, where you want to be in the next 1 year, 3 years, and 5 years. And then open your eyes, get a pen and paper, and write it down.
You know, when you were speaking, Reginald, it's, how do you understand or begin to understand a country that was not named by you? Some white woman came from and just came and said, this is the Niger Delta area. They called it Nigeria. Do you have an understanding of what the country is supposed to be about and who the country actually is and who our people supposed to be? If you don't have any sort of identity, how do you be able to define yourself? How do you be able to get along and understand the place and the space that you're in? One of the most important things that we need to understand is that you need to be able to change your mindset. You can't be doing all things in the same old things and expecting to get different results. People need to understand that you as an individual, you need to be ready to make that change. You need to be ready to try new things. Okay, it's one thing that people have their own political leaders in mind. It's fine, it's allowed. People are allowed. You're allowed to vote. One vote can change a whole situation. You need to be able to decide decisively and not be able to become a conspiracy to bad leadership. I find most of the time that people cry wolf, you can see it, it's clear that things are not going well, and then you'll still go in and vote for that same person because you feel that there's no alternative, and that's where the problem lies. But you need to understand that you need to change your mindset. Try new things. Don't be afraid of change. Most times I find that people are afraid of change because they're afraid of failure. Now, they're afraid of failure because to them, failure is a referendum. So they're scared to be able to make the change because they're scared to fail. People don't want to fail. Now, failure is allowed. If you're a wise person, what failure does, wise people use failure as a stepping stone, as a map to get to the next, as a road map to get to the next level and to where they feel that they ought to be. But most people nowadays are scared. They're very lackadaisical. They're very easily manipulated. And what happens is that they get angry very easily. Every small little thing that's affecting the country, that's affecting her society and her people, makes everybody angry. So we find that the country is full of very, very angry people. There's a lot of road rage, there's market rage, there's just rage everywhere because people do not want to change themselves. You cannot come and say that you want to rule and you want to make decisive decisions in a world where there's over 200 million people, but you will not change. Common things like picking up after yourself, being able to be respectful to your fellow human being and stuff like that. People don't have courtesy. They don't have it, but you want to be loud about it and make the change, and then you get angry about changes that you yourself cannot implement because you yourself have not changed yourself. With the result that you make the wrong decisions, you follow the wrong people because they will give you. See, you don't want people to be giving you $100 all the time. You need something that's going to teach you how to make the $100 for yourself. Now, what people do is that they do not want you to have the technical know-hows in enabling you to be able to rule and become a leader. They want to oppress you and suppress you so that they can continuously be ahead of you so that you will follow them. But who are you following? You can't be following people blindly for. How long are you going to be following people blindly? You can't do that. It's time for you to wake up, stand up for yourself, know your constitutional rights, and make the right decisions of who you want to vote for.
We need to also wake up and see the bigger picture. We need to spend time every day picturing yourself living your dream, including how you will feel when you have realized this life. You need to begin to see Nigeria in a better light. And I said this speaking to young people. Do you know that India and Russia alone and some part of Israel have organized 419 factories? I mean, the people are employed in a call center just to do people. Nigeria hasn't even gotten to this level, yet you hear the name of Nigeria in every scam because these are unorganized individuals doing their thing and their success rate is less than 5%. But yet Nigeria has the worst name for 419 because a lot of them are struggling even without the right structure and information, and yet we take the bad name while the people cashing out is Russia and India and Israel, and still going on today. So why not let's create a new niche for Nigeria? Let's create a new name. Let's become a new people and do things right. Let's see the bigger picture of us doing things right and begin to live in that dream. Every single morning we wake up, let's begin to feel a new Nigeria. Then we'll now determine what we need to achieve this dream. And remember, it is the small things. We can start by changing the small things. I will tell you something that happened to my godfather, the former governor of Imo State, who is now Senator Rochas Okorocha, who had wonderful ideas for Imo State. And I was telling somebody over the weekend, I said that if not for some of the errors of the people that were selected by His Excellency Rochas Okorocha to work and do work for him, that this Peter Obi were shouting would have been Rochas. He would have been the one celebrated because he's accepted by all parts of the country. Just the error in judgment of choosing some wrong people that made a mess of his administration while he had good intention. This has denied Nigeria of a wonderful candidate who would have represented the cross-section of this country to become the president of this country. He was always the runner-up, always the second runner-up in the primaries for many years. But just one opportunity to serve, that's an error. I don't know where some of these people came from into his government and spoiled some of the good things he had intended. Good ideas, bad and low quality executions, and it's still haunting him till date. So once you need to do two things, always be ready. Be ready, because success comes when opportunity meets readiness. So where do you want to be? What skills do you need to put? Who are the people you need to work with? Don't wait until you get there. You need to connect with them now. Start associating yourself with the right people. Because when the chips are low, these are the people that will tell you the truth. Don't associate yourself with people who sing your praise only. No, associate yourself with people who can tell you the bitter truth, even if their axe is gone. Then you are already on the right track to succeeding. I always say that the best way to cook a good soup, it starts with choosing the right ingredients. Even if you don't put them in the right sequence, sometimes it might just turn out to be a new version of the same thing you were trying to make.
Well, you become an inventor of your own.
So please spend every day picturing yourself living your dream. Make sure you have the right people to achieve that dream around you. Then we'll go to the second one. After envisioning the life you want, determine your core values. This cannot be overemphasized. You need to understand your values so that you know who people who are associated with the value you want to surround you. You need to start preparing and training yourself to maintain your core value. You can't be a vegetarian and you're working in an abattoir. It won't work. Yes, you are could be working in an abattoir as a vegetarian today, but what plans are you making to exit? You can't be going north when your vision is south and expect that they say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a step. No, it has to be the step in the right direction. It must be a step in the right direction, or else you are increasing your journey of 1,000 miles with 2 steps. For each step you take, you have increased your journey with 2 steps, because you first need to retrieve the step and then return to where you're supposed to be. 2 steps. So the earlier you know the direction you're supposed to head and start today, the better it is for your journey. Determine your core value. Ask yourself if your life is aligned with those values. Your core values are those beliefs and convictions that guide you throughout thoughts and behaviors throughout your life. Most people have about 5 to 7 core values. To figure out what your core values are, think about what you really stand for. Then ask yourself if your life reflects those beliefs. You want a better Nigeria, yet you're working with people who are destroying Nigeria. You want a better Nigeria, yet you throw away garbage in the wrong places on the road. You want a better Nigeria. Do you even know what is written in the Nigerian Constitution? How can you want something better when you don't even know how it's defined? Do you understand the police code? Do you understand the responsibility of the police, the soldier, the army, the DSS? Do you know their roles? So how can you improve something you don't even know? So many Nigerians have never taken a glance at the Nigerian Constitution, and you call yourself a citizen. So many cannot even say the national anthem or the national pledge.
That was my thought now.
And you can't even find the Nigerian flag in most homes or offices. And you claim to be a citizen. You need to go back. When last did you pray for Nigeria? When last did you pray for your governor, your president, your senators, your local government chairman? When last did you pray for them? Are you in touch with them? Do you have their contacts? Have you contributed in any way in a form of advice or encouragement in what they're doing?
Just take them a cup of coffee.
And you claim to be a Nigerian.
Patriotic one for their matter.
So you want this country to get better. What effort are you making? Are you part of the solution or the problem? So now that you understand your core values, score yourself by yourself. After scoring yourself, then you can now ask the question, what little changes? What is the smallest change you can make?
What am I contributing towards the growth and
What's
success?
not just what are you willing to contribute to the growth and success of Nigeria? Where are you now and where do you want to go? Because you can't, like I said before, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. After you've written all this down, you need to now set a clear goal. Make sure your goals are SMART. This stands for specific, measurable, achievable, result-oriented, time-bound. If your goal meets all these criteria, you'll be more likely to accomplish them. If you're just having a value idea of things you would like to do someday, it's not just like having ideas of things you would like to do someday. You need to put a timeline to this goal. And like we said, you can start with the little goals, and as you achieve them, you'll be happy, you will celebrate, and it will give you energy to do the bigger one. So write down the smallest amongst the goals, followed by others, followed by the smaller, and move on from there to the harder ones. And set time to achieve each of those goals. As you keep working on those goals, you start getting ready to reset. You're already on the path of resetting your life and, of course, your path and your destiny.
And every single time when you've written all of these things down, it's important, don't wait for the bigger picture. As you go along step by step, you tick it off, you tick them off, tick the ones that you've achieved off, tick them off, and please celebrate yourself in the interim. Because if you're sitting back and waiting for the bigger picture and waiting for these huge results where you're going to be celebrated, you might be disappointed, and it will be part of also trying to set you back. You are here with your new mindset, fresh ideas, and a whole lot of wisdom, and you wanted to move forward, but then you're waiting for credits. Give yourself credit. Because every single milestone there is an achievement, right? A very, very great one. So you need to be able to always give yourself a pat on the back. Oh yes, I've achieved this today, I tick it off, yes, well done, Mandy. Okay, move on to the next one. Yes, there might be challenges and stumbling blocks or whatever the case is, which are very much expected, because with new things there comes new experiences, and the change is always a lot difficult, but you can achieve it. And once you've written it down, once you visualize that you have your goals and stuff, you want to achieve it. Like Reginald said, be able to give yourself a timeline. Time is of essence, time is money, and you need to understand that. So at every given point, please do well in going back and checking, double checking, and rechecking, so that you can be able to be a lot more prosperous, and you will be a lot more progressive in your thinking, because your mindset has changed. Okay, you've understood that failure is a no. You understand that you need to be able to reach certain goals. You understand that. So when there's an understanding, you will achieve a lot bigger and better. So please, change your mindset, remain focused, remain blessed. Favor will always follow you. And always try and be unique. Carve out a niche for yourself. Carve out a niche for yourself. And in all of this, you need to be able to have a workable system that will keep you guided. You need to have a workable system. I find that lots of countries and lots of places don't have a workable system. So that's why things don't run smoothly. You can't just wake up every single day and just live as the day goes by. You can't just wake up today and say, fine, yesterday you made one decision and this is what you're going to do. Then the next day you wake up and, oh no, I was led to do something else. Oh no, this is what I feel like doing. Because if you act on your feelings all the time, it becomes a huge stressful problem, and you will not be able to execute all your points that you rightfully were meant to. So always be guided.
Well, this is about the much we can take on this episode of Good Morning. And remember, we'll be back here again tomorrow with the part 3 of this. And like I said, in each day we're going to take a different perspective. Today we're talking about you and your country, resetting your life to suit the goal and your desires for your country. And believe me, that there are responsibilities for every citizen of every country, and you cannot mean well for Nigeria and not do well for yourself. In the path to solving the problems of the country, you can very well become a better person and live a much better life than you currently live today.
Well, we're going to celebrate you this morning. Birthdays, yes. It's your birthday, Toby. I know Toby from Threshold Choir. It was his birthday. We're celebrating you. Everybody else that has a birthday, everybody else that have every single achievement, we're celebrating every single one of your achievements with you this week. Your wedding anniversary. Oh, the mothers. Congratulations on the child dedication, Pastor Paul Martins and Pastor Fumi. Dedicated their beautiful baby, Anaya, on the weekend. We're celebrating with you, and every other person that has celebrating one thing or the other. You're celebrating your freedom in Christ, whatever you're celebrating, we celebrate with you. We love you. We want you to have an awesome day.
And then remember, try and become a Nigerian citizen. Go and a citizen of whatever country you are in. And then this one goes out to Nigerians all over the world and people of other countries living in foreign countries. Please, wherever you are, be useful to that country so you can prosper well, lasting prosperity from those countries. Don't hurt the economy and the people of a place and think that yours, it will be well with yours. Sow a good seed in the country where you are so that your children and your country can reap from it. Ask yourself, would you do this, what you're doing in someone else's country, if it was yours? And remember, God knows no boundary of countries. It is man-made. Whatever you sow, you will reap, irrespective of which part of the world or the moon you are resident. This is our party word for you today. Remain blessed and invest in your